journalists may have. Yes, please, Matthew.
Matthew Lee, Intercity Press, on behalf of the Free UN Coalition for Access. Thanks a lot for the briefing. There's a Security Council meeting at the same time, so I wanted to ask two things. One is I did notice that you said about remunerated, and there's been a lot of controversy here in the UN that UN interns are in fact not compensated, which leads to only essentially the most affluent being able to do it. So I wonder, I mean, I guess it sort of speaks for itself, but why do you think it's important? This would be, I guess, for GE. Why do you think it's important that internships be compensated? And do you think an entity like the UN should move in that direction? And then I have a question that you may not like as much, which is that we have some discussion in this room about tax avoidance, not tax evasion, but tax avoidance. And I saw this report by Oxfam in April that listed GE as number 2, not number 1, but number 2 in something like $119 billion in 118 tax haven subsidiaries. So it's an evolving issue, but it's one in which the UN at least believes that major corporations should, pull their weight, and that they think this is more important even than aid, or possibly even than to meet the SDGs, companies have to step up. So I want to ask you about that. What do you think of that analysis? What's the benefit to I guess to your shareholders? But why is all this? Is that money not in those tax havens? And has the UN spoken to you about this? That would be my question.
Can I start with the first question first?
Sure.
So yes, the internships we're talking about will be paid, and we have 8,000 internships around the globe, and we believe it's important. I mean, you're teaching students how to work, and we think it's important that it's remunerated. I couldn't begin to offer an opinion on what the UN is doing. I'm not qualified to do that. With respect to GE and taxes, I can assure you we pay taxes where we do business around the world, and we think it's part of our responsibility to pay taxes in accordance with the laws and the regulations in every country in the world where we do business. I can't really address the Oxfam specifics at this point. This probably isn't the venue to do it. I'm happy to connect you afterwards with some of our team that could walk through the specifics on that.
Maybe if I can just interject a little bit here. When I mentioned about a challenge, that here we have a major partner who is willing to take on this opportunity to provide opportunities for younger people and to respect what they bring to the table. Because just because someone is 16 or 17 years of age doesn't mean that they don't have ideas. It doesn't mean they don't have skills. We're actually helping to nurture those skills. So it's respecting those individuals who bring those skills to the table. So I think that's the important thing about remuneration. Also the fact that this is a workplace learning experience that's supervised by people who understand how modern human relation management works today. So I think that's really a key part of that as well too. So as far as the UN is concerned, well, we've had this discussion before. We would like to see, the UN do its measured best to remunerate its interns. The ILO is remunerating its interns. We do pay a competitive rate. I think the advice that we've given to GE and GE Foundation in structuring out this program is that it should be remunerated, and they have taken that challenge on board. So it will be competitive market rates. It will be competitive stipends for young people. So I think that's the measure of success, is that we as an international organization have a wealth of experience and knowledge about what constitutes quality internships. GE has taken that on board, and they're running with it. And I think that's something that we would encourage. And again, not only the companies that are out there, but also encourage the UN system to relook at itself as well too, and hopefully pay its interns. Are there any other questions? Or Mr. Huambo, do you have any? No. We've answered successfully all of your queries.